Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Check the Market. How's everybody doing? Sandra, Evangelist Chibwe from Zambia, welcome to Check the Market. Michael, Lyric, John, welcome everybody. We got some news. Amazon is doing a stock split. So Google did one not too long ago, or Alphabet, should I say. They're all changing their names every single day. So Alphabet is doing a stock split, and now Amazon's doing one too. So
Pretty
it looks
bizarre.
like it should be priced at around $150 a share, which means that
Yay.
everyone, including this guy, can get some Amazon stock. If you're into that,
Good news.
Tracy, good morning from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. I know where that is. They've got a really good cheesesteak place there, or close to there, right? Camp Hill, right? That's where it is? Oh, yeah. Really good.
Cool. All right.
Ryan from Kentucky. Bethany. Melindy says, hi, it's Daddy. That's right. Melindy, your daddy's on TV.
Made it to the big time.
Twin 2 Chanel, good morning to you. Patricia from Texas. Lainey from San Angelo, Texas. Yes, Tracy says yes. Yeah, that place is good. I try to stop there whenever I'm heading down the turnpike. That is a good place. You have to stop there. Mark from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. We got Pennsylvania representing today. Logan, Carol, Chris, welcome to Check the Market. Make sure you share the broadcast. Going to be looking at some interesting stuff today. Russia is now the #1 sanctioned country in the world. Even more so than Iran, or should I say Iran? And
No.
even more so than Iran
language.
and North Korea.
There you go. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy to think?
In today's world, not really.
No,
At the
not
same
really.
time, it kind of is. Kind of mind-boggling. Oh, your daughter got bored and she walked away.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
Sorry, gotta point it out, you guys.
She's more of a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse
yeah,
type
that
of
makes
gal.
sense.
She's more Cocomelon than she is Check the Market.
Fair enough. To each their own.
What's going on in the world?
Let's check out the news today. David Frum. No Russian leader since Tsar Nicholas II has done his country so much harm so fast as Vladimir Putin. He's isolated Russia from world trade, made the ruble worthless, destroyed 25 years of economic gains in a week. A week. No, I just wanted to throw this out there because this is a blue check mark. Many people know David Frum. And I just wanted to say, has he ever heard of Joseph Stalin?
Wow. You know what? That is interesting.
Like really, I would actually say that Vladimir Putin is not as bad as Joseph Stalin.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
But he missed a great deal of history.
Or
for
even
that tweet.
Lenin.
Even Lenin, literally.
But he's a close third.
If we're really going to rank people today, let's really rank them. Nonetheless, just want to throw this out there. Don't believe everything you see online. Next. World Health Organization Health Agency's director, Dr. Mike Ryan, stated, "The conditions we see in Ukraine are the worst possible ingredients for the amplification and the spread of infectious disease. An outbreak is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse," he added. Let's see it.
So far, WHO has verified 18 attacks on health facilities, health workers, and ambulances, including 10 deaths and 16 injuries.
The conditions we see in Ukraine are the worst possible ingredients for the amplification and spread of infectious disease. It doesn't matter if it's COVID, doesn't matter if it's polio, doesn't matter if it's measles, doesn't matter if it's cholera. You put that many people in desperation on the move, women and children packed together, people in basements, people stressed, people not eating, not sleeping. These are the conditions in which immune systems are weak, people's defenses are low, and infectious diseases can rip through populations like this. It is the violence and it is the conflict that is driving this health crisis. And this health crisis will not stop. It will only get worse unless we have ceasefire, unless we have peace. And DG has said that quite clearly. This is putting bandages on mortal wounds right now. And I think the world has to wake up to that as a reality.
Here's my view on this whole thing. You work for the World Health Organization. Put on some sunscreen before you go out in the sun. Why?
Yeah.
Is that like his regular skin tone, or does he just have like a serious sunburn guy?
The dude just got back from vacation.
I know.
So sad. So sad. But I thought it was interesting because they're talking about all these very infectious, like not like measles.
Yeah.
And polio
Yeah.
from people traveling?
Possibly. Or possibly, you know what? I'll just let everybody else's minds make the connection.
I know. I
Before
want
we
to
get
say so
shut down.
much. We can only say so much before it's like, well, we're offline.
Before we'll be sitting here in tinfoil hats.
No, it's thinking through things. It's processing, verbal processing that we can't do online. Nonetheless, next. Yesterday, under SOS for Political Affairs, Victoria Nuland admitted during testimony the existence of biological research labs in Ukraine. Less than 24 hours later, Press Secretary Jen Psaki, Ronald McDonald herself, said that reports of biolabs in Ukraine was fake news propagated by Russia and Ukraine.
And Ukraine.
And Ukraine.
Wow.
So they're really trying, like the U.S. media, I even saw some international media trying to bury what Nuland said.
Yeah.
So they want everybody to forget what she said.
Well, she should. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if, because I watched it, and it seemed like Marco Rubio tried to like give her a way out.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
totally. But she just dug.
Yeah,
deeper.
she did.
She just dug in. But she's under oath.
She's
right?
under oath. Yeah.
You can't.
But it's not like anybody. I mean, if Hillary Clinton isn't going to get prosecuted, nobody's getting prosecuted for lying under oath. Except if your name's Donald Trump.
Yeah, there you go. A few people would.
I
Next.
guess.
This is a few people. Breaking. Firm sues Florida Public School District for hiding gender counseling from parents. Clay County school officials hid their 12-year-old daughter's mental health and gender identity issues for months. So, some good news. I think that because it's Florida specifically, we'll see a good result out of this. Next. On January 24th, 2022, the Child and Parental Rights Campaign filed suit in federal court on behalf of parents who alleged that Clay County school officials hid their 12-year-old daughter's mental health and gender identity issues for months, only informing them after the child attempted suicide in the school bathroom on 2 separate occasions. The lawsuit alleges violations of the parents' custodial rights under the Florida Constitution and the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. The suit, which was filed in the Middle District of Florida against the Clay County School Superintendent and 3 Patterson Elementary officials, alleges that the school counselor engaged in secret therapy sessions with AP, which is the individual's name, the child's name, over the course of several months last year regarding AP's distress over being bullied and her confusion about her gender. Patterson Elementary is located in Fleming Island. So this is one of many cases that are going down, but this is probably the most prominent, making headlines these days. Next. France has now taken action to shut down. Can we say that word online without being taken down? I don't know if we can.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Something. It's a bad website. Explicit website in the country because this explicit website and its biggest competitors have continued to exploit children for profit with impunity. France says no more. This business, explicit business, and other X-rated sites face French court ban to protect children. Regulator acts after failure to introduce valid age verification. France has taken the first step towards banning some of the most popular explicit websites, with the state regulator seeking a court order because of their failure to prevent access by children.
Dang.
So this is a Canadian company, by the way, who has had a lot of heat in the last 2 years.
I can't believe this is happening in France.
This is happening in France.
Like the most liberal society in Europe.
No kidding. Well, it's also banned in I believe it's the Philippines, and Thailand.
Yeah.
I believe it's also banned. So more countries, like this is good
Well,
news.
good for you,
This is
France.
good
Seriously.
news. So I wanted to point it out.
I guarantee Macron had nothing to do with this.
Why would you say that,
I don't
Patrick?
know. I don't know.
So happy about this development. Next. Happening now, IWH President Valerie Huber is in Guatemala as President Garmetti declares Guatemala the pro-life capital of Ibero-America. U.S. Senator Steve Daines and U.S. Representative Chris Smith and their support. Bad language, but nonetheless, this is the former HHS personnel under President Trump. She created and signed the Geneva Consensus Declaration, which is like very pro-family, pro-life, pro-woman, and it came under a ton of heat. It was actually one of the first things that Biden, on the day, like not even by sunset on his inauguration day, they took the Geneva Consensus Declaration, any trace of it, off of all U.S. communications, online platforms, etc. So, but it's still going strong, and this is something that the U.S. produced that was very positive for the world.
That's
so
good.
it's still taking action and having an impact globally. Next.
Amazon stock split could set it up for being included in the Dow Industrials. They said the same about Alphabet. Let's see it. Mega cap tech stocks are shedding their mega share prices with huge stock splits. First came Alphabet back in February with its 20-for-1 stock split. Then on Wednesday, Amazon made its move with its own 20-for-1 stock split. Amazon's stock price would have closed today at a split-adjusted price of $139.28. Just as with Alphabet, Amazon's stock split makes the e-commerce giant's stock more palatable as a component in the price-weighted Dow Industrials. At the split-adjusted price, Amazon would have the 12th smallest weighing among the 30 stocks, which would put it right in the middle of the pack, an identical weighting to Walmart. But unlike Walmart, which is a consumer staple stock, Amazon is in the consumer discretionary sector. Perhaps the Dow Index Committee may consider giving Walgreens the boot from the index as that company reevaluates its boots unit. And although Walgreens is a consumer staple stock, replacing it with Amazon would still give the consumer retail good representation. Walgreens is the second least influential stock in the price-weighted index, sitting at $48. Continue. On top of Alphabet and Amazon, Nvidia could be waiting in the wings too. The chip maker split its stock 4-for-1 back in July, and its price is now sitting at $230. If added to the index, Nvidia could have the 6th largest weighting in the Dow, far more than the Dow's least impactful stock, fellow competitor Intel, which is sitting under $48. Other techs that could remain vulnerable include Cisco, the 4th least influential stocks in the index, and IBM, which has the 8th smallest weighting and has now completed the spin-off of its Kyndryl managed infrastructure unit. The last major tech company to join the Dow was Apple, which was added in March 2015, a mere 9 months after completing a 7-for-1 split, the 4th split in its history. It's since completed another 4-for-1 split in 2020. It's over to you now, Dow Committee. So we'll see. I would wait because there's hype, Sandra. There's hype around this stock right now, so it might pull. It's probably going to pull back from that hype again. I would wait till the stock split actually happens to buy in. Next, my bank account, my crypto wallet. Accurate representation. I'm sure a lot of my fellow crypto fanatics feel the same. There's $17 in your checking account and your crypto wallet. That's where all your money is hiding. Next. UK disrupts sale of Chelsea FC with new sanctions on Abramovich and others. This is interesting. Let's see it. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Stock market's open. Ding, 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 ding. The Dow Jones is down 300 days. Dow Jones down 320 points, NASDAQ down 165 points, and the S&P 500 down 41 points. We had a nice jump yesterday. Made my portfolio look good, and now we'll see where it ends up. It's one roller coaster ride. Cryptocurrencies were way up yesterday, and today they're down 4.84%. Bitcoin back down to 39,000, Ethereum 2,500. XRP still in that 70-cent range. It seems to be stuck there. Someone call it tow truck or something. Avalanche down 7%. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, let's see the article. Following a handful of asset seizures in Italy, Switzerland, and France. I didn't know Switzerland seized assets too.
They ain't neutral anymore.
And France that prompted some wealthy Russian businessmen to rapidly move yachts, jets, and other billionaire flotsam. The UK is cracking down and seizing assets belonging to more than a half dozen oligarchs. UK authorities are sanctioning all assets of Chelsea Football Club owner Roman Abramovich, as well as 6 other Russians. They will all face the full asset freeze and travel ban, which could leave them effectively trapped where they are. The British said the total value of the sanctions is approximately £15 billion, $19.74 billion. Continue. Some of the other individuals being sanctioned are Oleg Deripaska, who has stakes in EN Plus Group, Igor Sechin, the chief executive of Rosneft, and Andrei Kostin, chairman of VTB Bank. What's more, Abramovich also has stakes in Evraz and Norilsk nickel. Nickel is a key ingredient in the production of electric vehicles. The steps came as British authorities received pressure to sanction the 55-year-old oligarch in response to Russia's military operation in Ukraine, because he has absolutely everything to do with that, a step which they initially announced on Thursday. Continue. Abramovich and 6 others face a full asset freeze and travel ban and are prohibited from transacting with UK citizens or businesses, the Foreign Office said. The move effectively derails Abramovich's plan to sell Chelsea, which plays in England's highest soccer league, and raises major questions about the future of the club. Rumors about Abramovich's potential sale of Chelsea have been circulating for days. Daily Mail reported last week that Abramovich had been circulating generous offers, including a Swiss bullion baron who confirmed that Abramovich had been in touch with an offer. He's terrified of being sanctioned, the bullion magnate said. Continue. For now, the sanctions won't stop the club from playing its upcoming home game. Granted, they still have a sporting license to continue playing their fixtures, but they can no longer sell tickets to their games at Stamford Bridge, which will only be attended by season ticket holders. Their club merchandise shop must also close, and West Londoners cannot sign or sell players either. Furthermore, the measures could also determine the previously uncertain fate of players about to become free agents, who now can't be offered new contracts under measures which expire on May 31st, 2022, but can be reviewed. Isn't that insane?
This is peak stupidity. This is disgusting.
These governments are literally losing their minds. These billionaires have nothing to do with this. And if they're friends, how many billionaires that, here's just an example. Bill Gates stands up at the World Economic Forum and gives a speech that says something along the lines of, the next pandemic is going to have a much higher death rate. If I said that, I would have the FBI, whoever else, calling me and being like, what do you mean they're going to have? What do you have? What do you have in your pocket? What do you have in your house? We're going to have to search it.
It's true. That's true.
Next. U.S. tees up Stop Russia Gold Act, triggering LBMA and COMEX to eject Russian refiners. So the LBMA and COMEX are the two gold, but they basically fix the gold price. Because gold and silver prices are fixed. If they weren't, it would have way more crazy spikes, just like oil and other commodities. Let's see it. When the UK, US, and EU moved to introduce financial sector sanctions against Russia during the week of the 21st to 25th February, One set of markets notably hesitant to join the fray were the OTC precious metals markets in London, and by extension the precious metals futures market run by COMEX. While the London Bullion Market Association quietly moved to kick out Russian banks VTB, Sovcombank, and whatever that one is from LBMA membership sometime around 24th, 25th February, and without any sort of announcement, the LBMA appeared to be unable to come to a decision about the 6 LBMA-accredited Russian precious metals refineries on the LBMA. Good delivery list of gold and silver. So there's the 6 refineries. Continue. The article also pointed out that every LBMA-accredited gold and silver refinery is also on the CME approved brands list. Continue. This March 4th article also highlighted the massive number of Russian refineries being held in the world's largest gold and silver ETFs, including by GLD, SLV, and IAU, and also speculated that a move to exclude Russian bars from LBMA good delivery accreditation will only accelerate the use of Russian gold in non-Western international trade, while being a worst-case nightmare for the likes of the US Treasury. For if you ban Russian gold bars in the London market, this would surely accelerate the use of Russian gold as the ultimate currency for non-Western trade and the deployment and use of this same Russian gold everywhere else in the global market, from Shanghai to Mumbai to Dubai to Minsk, from Islamabad to Riyadh, from Astana to Sao Paulo, and from Pyongyang to Johannesburg. Continue? Man, they're going everywhere. So there's COMEX and LBMA. The weekend at Bernie's. Continue. So then on Monday afternoon, on March 7th, the LBMA finally made a move and announced it was suspending the 6 LBMA-accredited Russian precious metals refineries. There you have them. These 6 refiners will no longer be accepted as good delivery by the London bullion market until further notice. Continue. And then the CME group did the same thing. Continue. And continue. Nice. That's what my basement should look like. Continue. And then the Senate, but something more dramatic also happened on March 7th, a development which looks to have been the catalyst for the LBMA and CME taking action. This development was the introduction of a bill on the US Senate on 7th March to prohibit United States persons from engaging in transactions with foreign persons that purchase or transact in gold from the Russian Federation. This bill is a cross-party bill sponsored by Senator John Cornyn and co-sponsored by Senator Margaret Wood, Hassan, Senator Bill Haggerty, and Angus King. Even though the news of this bill was only announced to the media on Tuesday, the 8th of March, the bill was introduced on March 7th and sponsored and co-sponsored on 7th March. It's evident by looking at the congressional entry of this bill on US Congress website here, where it states the 7th of March in multiple places. Continue. The latest action of the bill is also 7th March, and it reads as follows. Basically, the prohibition of transactions with foreign persons that purchase or transact in Russian gold. Continue. And continue. And continue. So that's just, I mean, you can read the act. So now you know why the LBMA and COMEX coordinated the suspension of the LBMA-accredited Russian gold and silver refiners. But basically what this means, and what does this mean for Russian gold bars being held in gold-backed ETFs? So GLD, I own GLD. So what does that mean for GLD? What does that mean for IAU if Russian gold can no longer be included? Continue. This act, in the senator's own words, would strengthen Russian sanctions by targeting their ability to sell gold reserves. The bipartisan bill would apply secondary sanctions to any American entities knowingly transacting with or transporting gold from Russia's central bank holdings or selling gold physically or electronically in Russia, and would create guidance to help Americans avoid these sanctions. Continue. whatever happened to the USA is the bastion of free capital markets. That's true. So the Russians have about 2,300 tons of gold, physical gold in Russia. They don't have the gold. So basically what they're trying to do is freeze Russian gold, which you can't. How are you going to freeze it? The rest of the world has their gold in, or a lot of the rest of the world has their gold in the US where they store it. So if they ever, did something like this, then the US could just say, well, you no longer have access to your gold. Continue. I mean, this is a huge article. Continue. Basically, what's going to happen here is that the Russians are going to find a way around it. They're going to use their gold reserves to set up some sort of... This is just weakening Western institutions. That's not what they're like. They don't understand. I don't know if they do understand it or if they don't understand it. But they're weakening the dollar. They're weakening the euro, and they're making Eastern currencies stronger.
I think it is.
They're just shooting themselves in the foot. It's ridiculous.
It's on multiple fronts, though.
Yeah.
If it was one or two industries, or if it was one or two instances like this, then it's forgivable. But the fact that it's happening across so many industries and so many realms, everything points to being intentional.
Yeah.
It all does.
To destroy the dollar dominance. But if you destroy dollar dominance, there's going to be more inflation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But if the whole point is to take, if it comes down to the most simplistic of points, it's to take down the U.S.
Yeah.
Then it all makes sense.
It does. If you look at it like that.
Because that's the main component of what's holding back the entirety of the Great Reset.
Which I'm not, I'm not like a fan of conspiracy theories because I like to see facts.
Absolutely.
But when I see all of these things happening, it's hard not to come to that conclusion.
Well, it's all laid out. Have you read like Klaus Schwab?
I haven't read
his books. It's like everything is happening lock and step.
Yeah.
And this is part of it. Taking down the dollar, like everything. It's all a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's hard not to come to that conclusion when you see everything that they're doing, because these people are educated. They should know.
And I believe they do know.
Yeah.
I think it's intentional.
All right, next. Yeah. Inflation rose 7.9% in February as food and energy prices pushed prices to highest in more than 40 years. So these numbers came out this morning. That's one of the reasons why the market is down.
Wow.
All right, next article. Here we go, some inverse Kramer for everybody.
Right on.
Some of Jimmy's plays year to date by VRT, 23.40 on 1/6. Now $10.99, down 53%. Next.
Thank God for inverse Kramer. Love it.
Crypto industry welcomes Biden's executive order. Expert says it's about as good as we could ask. We can skip over that one, go to the next one. Here we go. The 5 best commodity ETFs to buy as gold prices soar. Let's see it. This was from Benzinga. Crude oil prices have recently reached their highest levels in 13 years after President Joe Biden banned all imports of Russian fossil fuels in response to the United States oil ETF, USO, is by far the most popular way for investors to trade West Texas Intermediate crude oil prices. So USO. Continue. The USO has a 0.79% expense ratio, $3.2 billion in assets. The Energy Select Sector Fund, which is XLE, is another one. So you can take a look. You can write all of these down and take a look at them. These are just some commodity ones to play, on the current tensions. Continue. The Barclays iPath Bloomberg Nickel Sub-Index Total Return ETN. So this is nickel, which they need for batteries in electric vehicles. And then we already went over WEAT. Oh, so that's JJN. Barclays iPath Bloomberg Nickel Sub-Index, JJN. And then WEAT for wheat, the Tecrium Wheat Fund. I should probably give you the corn one too. I'll do that for tomorrow. And then I have some stocks. I believe that's it for that one, right? All right. Then I have some stocks to research here. I took a look at AMTX, which I was asked to do yesterday. So AMTX, Ametis Inc. It's a renewable natural gas, renewable fuels, and byproducts company. They make ethanol in the U.S. and biodiesel in India. So those are some of the things that they do. I looked at the company's financials, and it has a huge amount of debt. Total debt to capital ratio is 237%. That is not sustainable, especially if the company continues to lose money on its operations. It did just have a good report from 2021. Its revenues increased by 46 million, but it still had a net loss of 47.1 million. Its interest payments alone on its debt was over 10% of its income at 24.1 million, which is, that's huge. It hasn't had a profitable year yet, but possibly with the price of fuel increasing, there might be bigger demand for ethanol and biodiesel to replace regular fuels, which could drive up demand and price. But personally, I wouldn't invest in this company just because of the amount of debt that it has. I don't think that what it's doing right now is sustainable. So it does need to, taking a look at the the investor presentations, there needs to be some drastic steps taken or some more detail given on what they're going to do to make their company profitable. So AMTX, I wouldn't invest in right now. That's just me personally. If you're invested in it and you believe in the company, then that's great. But AMTX, I wouldn't invest in them right now. IMPP, I'm still taking a look. I need to take a closer look at that. I couldn't find a lot of its financials. It looks like it just started trading. Imperial Petroleum, IMPP. So I need to take a closer look, see if I can find some more of its financials somewhere from the past years. And then I've got another one. It's COM. COM. This is a broad commodity strategy ETF. So it encompasses a whole basket of different commodities. The investment seeks investment results before fees and expenses that track the Auspice Broad Commodity Index. The index is a rule-based index that attempts to capture upward trends in the commodity markets while minimizing risk during downtrends. So this fund will generally, fund is non-diversified. It's a broad commodity ETF that has a 4-star Morningstar rating and an 8.90% dividend yield. This could be some good exposure to commodities for you. Commodities do well, especially in the environment that we're in right now. This is still a fairly new fund. It was founded in 2017, but it has had an annual return of around 8%. And I like that dividend yield, 8.90%. That is a great dividend yield. You're making 1% more than inflation. Look at that. Still, 8% is great. Yesterday's broadcast on the water stock, I bought it when it was 127. I believe it's trading under $1 right now, right? It's 79. I didn't like what I saw with the water stock. Just because management didn't address what they're going to do about their cost of revenue. If they would address what they're going to do about it, then it would be something else. If I was an investor in the stock, I would think, right now I would sell. It depends on how much of a loss you're going to take on it, but sometimes you just got to cut your losses. That's a good one. Uranium is up. There's two that I'm in, URA and URNM, and I'm up 20-something% on them. I should probably sell, honestly. But yes, that was it for us for today. If you'd like to invest in Revival today, we'll give you a chance to do that. Now, here are the ways to give. The greatest returns that I've seen is on investments that I've made in the kingdom of God. because there's never a down day in the kingdom of God. It's always up. And there's we also accept cryptocurrencies. And you can also send a check to P.O. Box 7, Revival Day, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, Pennsylvania, 15329. What are we going to do for offer today? Buy the dip. Buy the dip shirt. Always buy the dip. There you have it. If you don't have it yet, we'll get that to you. Make sure that you claim your offer for Buy the Dip shirt. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for joining me, Matea.
Always a good time.
Go out there and make some money today, and we will see you tomorrow.
Money friends and the CTM crew. Yes. Crypto Island, yo boy. Crypto Island, yo boy. Crypto Island, yo boy. We are the BOD, yeah. Crypto Island boy, yeah. Crypto Island boy, yeah. Shout out to P Money friends and the CTM crew. Gotta hear from the Island boys, yeah. Big shout out to y'all, man. Check the market. All right, man.